everyone, I am Dr. Durdana Oways from Department of Commerce, the Bhopal School of Social Sciences. Look around yourself. After stepping out from your home, there are various services that you use. What are these services and who provides them? Look at the streets, the sidewalks, the cycle tracks, the street lights, the traffic signals, the parks, the shopping malls, the products. Who provides them? Either these goods are provided by the market mechanisms through which business produce goods and services, or they are provided by the government. In this video lecture, we are going to know more about the goods that are provided by government. These goods are known as public goods, and that is the agenda for today's lecture. The public libraries that are provided. Do you need to get special access? Can you go there and sit and read? You will be requiring a membership if you want to take the book with yourself. Otherwise, they are open to all for reading. Look at the street lights. Do you have to pay for these street lights? If you use these street lights, can someone else also use? Who provides for these public libraries? Who provides for these street lights? And when you are using street lights, others too can use them. And suppose if some street lights are not working, can private individuals come together and provide for street lights? The answer will be no. The private individuals will not come together to provide for these public libraries or street lights. Why not? Because there are some goods which are provided by market mechanism. That is through supply and demand, which leads to an equilibrium price. These are produced by the business organizations. Why do they want to produce these goods and services? Because they want to earn profit. Money is the main motive, or profit is the main motive. So they analyze their cost and benefit and then produce. This is called as the market mechanism. But there are other goods and services like the public transports, the roads, the crossways, the footpaths, the cycle tracks. Who provide them? Can they be provided by private organizations or private individuals? Here, the market mechanisms fails. So, these goods are provided by not the organizations or business or people, but by government. Like when organizations produce goods and services and you take those services or packets of chips, you are demanding that and you are not leaving it for others. That means if you have taken a packet of chips, it is now not available for others, right? So, and you have to pay a price for taking that packet of chips. You have paid the price and taken that packet of chips. So others do not have this option of opting for a packet of chips. Okay. Similarly, you can enter into a shop or a market and demand for products like clothes, shoes, electronics, and so on and so forth. But what about clean air? What about safe foods? Who provides these public goods or public parks? What about bridges and flyovers? What about freeways? What about weather forecasting services? Will private organizations send satellites in the satellites to forecast weather? What about disaster relief and disaster management services and emergency call services? Will private individuals or market mechanism be efficient in providing these services for all? No. So who should provide? Now the question arises, if business can't make a profit from these products that are to be provided to everyone, if business organizations provide a product like street light, they cannot exclude anyone from using it. That means everyone will be using it. So can they charge everyone? No, they cannot. Then who should produce them? And how are they paid for? The answer is government provide these goods and services which market fails to provide. And how they pay for? They pay through the revenue. Revenue that is collected from the general public through various taxes. Okay? So, we can define that a public good refers to a commodity or service that is made available to all members of a society, and typically these services are administered by governments and paid for collectively through taxation, through direct taxes, indirect taxes. Why does the government provide these? For the social welfare of the general public. And when we are talking about commodity or service, they can be tangible products or intangible services. Now, when the government provide these goods, there are two things to be remembered in these types of goods. Let's take an example of a lighthouse. Suppose there is a person A who owns a company, A's company. He orders goods from other countries to be sold in the country. If there is no lighthouse, what is going to happen? If there is no lighthouse, then the ship which may arrive during the daytime or night time also, if it arrives at the night time, there is a chance of an accident happening and all the cargo sinking. So what he thinks? He thinks of this lighthouse. It's a good option to save his cargo, to save his goods and services. Okay, so that his ship is saved. This is A's ship. Okay, now when he has invested a lot of cost in making this lighthouse, can he prevent? This is B's, another person's ship. Can he prevent any other ship from using the light from the lighthouse? The cost is borne by A. Can he stop? No, he cannot. Similarly, he cannot stop other ships from using this benefit that is drawn from lighthouse. Okay, so if he asks B and C that, okay, I have put in a lot of cost in here and you are benefiting from this lighthouse, so pay me money. Do you think they will be paying? You bet they will say no. Why no? Because their answer will be, we never asked for it. So, if you have provided it, you can take it, you can restrict it, which is not possible. So, what happens? The benefit of this lighthouse is received by these ships also which have not paid, and A cannot exclude them. And the light that is used by A's ship, if it is used by A's ship, it cannot say that the light has decreased from the lighthouse because it is being used by A's ship. It is available for B and C also. So here we see two things. that A cannot exclude B and C, and if they use the light of the lighthouse, there is no rivalry arising from the use. That is, if A uses, the same amount of light is available for the ships B and C also. So there are two important things. These are the basic characteristics of public goods, that they are having non-excludability and they are non-rivalrous in nature. That is, the public good like lighthouse, they cannot, once they are provided, you cannot stop anyone from benefiting from that good. That is called as non-excludability. And non-rivalry, if someone benefits from the good, it does not reduce the amount that is available for others. These two are the key points of public goods. But there is also a problem of free rider, because you cannot exclude anyone who is using that good, whether they have paid or not. Okay, and these people who have not paid but still are enjoying the benefit, they are called as free riders. Now, let's look at the definition. According to Samuelson, a good which all enjoy in common, in the sense that each individual's consumption of such a good leads to no subtraction. That is non-excludability from any other individual's consumption of that good. Second definition also talks about how these products or public goods are produced. They are produced jointly by the society and they pay also jointly. How they pay? Through the revenue that is collected by the government. Okay, and third definition, that is, a public good is one that satisfies the basic availability condition, that is non-excludability, and the open access function, that is non-rivalry. All three definitions are indicating these two key points. Let's move ahead to characteristics. When we discuss the characteristics of public goods, first is non-excludability, that we have already discussed through the example that we have discussed, that is, once supplied, the potential users or consumers cannot prevent others from using. Second is non-rivalry. Once supplied, like street lights or your community parks, okay, once supplied, individuals need not to compete with each other for the consumption of these goods, because they are freely available once they are produced. The GPS services, okay, then non-diminishability, the roads that are provided, the cycle tracks that are provided, once they are produced, the stock is available for others. It does not diminish. Fourth is non-rejectability. That is, once a public good is supplied, it cannot be rejected by beneficiaries. Like our national army or the national defense system. Even if people criticize or they do not want, they are still enjoying the benefit that is provided by the national defense services of the country, that is defending the general public. And last is non-marginal cost. Once the public good is supplied, the additional cost of providing to one more consumer is zero. That is, take for example the weather forecasting services, the satellites that are there. If more number of people want to know the weather forecast for today, the government will not have to send an extra satellite. So the marginal cost of providing one more additional individual is basically zero. That were the characteristics of public goods. So for example, you can take the GPS services, the national defense, the radio systems, the community parks and the emergency services. These are all examples of public goods. So these were the public goods, but these public goods also have one major problem, because when these public goods are provided by the government, most people think that what belongs to everybody belongs to nobody. Think over these lines. And with these lines, I'm going to end this video lecture. Thanks for listening. Keep learning, keep growing.